In the world of Christian media, few names are as prominent as Joni Lamb and Daystar Television Network. However, recent events have cast a shadow over her reputation, leading to a wave of criticism and skepticism from viewers. A recent interview, intended to serve as a damage control mission, appears to have backfired spectacularly, leaving many questioning the authenticity of her narrative. Let's break down the key moments, viewer reactions, and the underlying issues that have fueled this controversy. Before we dive into the details, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more in-depth analyses and updates on the latest happenings in the world of faith, media, and beyond. Your support helps us bring you more content like this. The interview, titled "The Real Joni Lamb," was clearly designed to present Joni in a new light. The dramatic caption alone suggests that this wasn't just a casual conversation but a strategic effort to reshape public perception. Over the past few months, Joni has faced intense scrutiny, particularly after leaked audio recordings involving her ex-husband, Jonathan Lamb, revealed a side of her that many found troubling. These recordings, which included candid and often unflattering remarks, have left her scrambling to repair her image. The interview, hosted by Stephen Strang, the publisher of Joni's book Through the Storm, was anything but impartial. Given their professional relationship, it's no surprise that the conversation lacked the hard-hitting questions many viewers were hoping for. Instead, the 57-minute video felt more like a carefully curated monologue, with Joni steering the narrative to paint herself as a woman of faith enduring spiritual warfare while expanding Daystar's mission. Joni began the interview by recounting her early life, including her dating history and spiritual journey. She shared a story about being in a relationship with a man who she felt was pulling her down spiritually. According to Joni, she wrote a letter to God, asking for guidance, and her life took a dramatic turn. This anecdote, while heartfelt, follows a familiar pattern often seen in Christian testimonies: a moment of crisis, a plea for divine intervention, and a miraculous turnaround. She then shifted to the emotional core of the interview, the passing of her late husband, Marcus Lamb. Joni described grieving for 6 months before receiving a message from God to get her house in order. This divine instruction, she explained, led her to marry Doug Weiss, a controversial figure in his own right. However, viewers were quick to point out inconsistencies in her timeline. For instance, Joni claimed she grieved for 6 months, yet records show that she paid a deposit for her honeymoon with Doug less than 10 months after Marcus's death. Additionally, rumors suggest that she was in contact with Doug just 2 to 3 months after her husband's passing, raising questions about the authenticity of her grieving process. The elephant in the room during the interview was the leaked audio involving Jonathan Lamb, which exposed a side of Joni that many found unsettling. When asked about the ongoing media storm and public backlash, Joni claimed she doesn't engage with the criticism. "I don't listen to that, Steve. I haven't watched one podcast or YouTube video that would have lies or half-truths," she stated. Yet, this assertion seems contradictory, given that her team has been actively producing response videos to address the very content she claims to ignore. This disconnect has led many to question Joni's sincerity. If she truly isn't paying attention to the criticism, how is she approving scripts for response videos? The inconsistency suggests that, behind the scenes, Joni and her team are deeply invested in controlling the narrative, even as they publicly claim to be above the fray. The interview did little to win over skeptical viewers. Instead, it sparked a wave of criticism, with many accusing Joni of evading accountability. One viewer pointed out that Joni's polished stories and carefully crafted responses failed to address the real issues at hand. She talks about God's will and overcoming adversity, but what about the allegations and the leaked recordings? Why isn't she addressing those directly? The comment read. Another viewer highlighted the stark contrast between the Joni seen in the leaked audio and the one presented in the interview. The Joni in those recordings is manipulative and power-hungry, but the Joni on TV acts like a humble servant of God. Which one is the real Joni? This sentiment was echoed by many, who felt that the interview only deepened the divide between Joni's public persona and the reality exposed by the recordings. Several prominent figures in the Christian media space have called for Joni to address the allegations head-on. Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson, a vocal critic of Daystar, extended an open invitation for Joni to appear on her show and share her side of the story. Similarly, Pastor Ray, host of The Unction, urged Joni to step into a forum where she wouldn't have the safety of a pre-approved script. "Tell Joni to come on the unction. Let's have a real conversation," he said. These invitations underscore a growing demand for transparency and accountability. Viewers want to hear Joni address the allegations directly, rather than hiding behind carefully curated narratives and scripted responses. As one commenter put it, if Joni truly has nothing to hide, why not step into the arena and face the tough questions? One of the most striking aspects of the interview was Joni's insistence that she doesn't see herself as a celebrity. "I'm just an ordinary person," she claimed. However, this statement rings hollow to many viewers who point to her lavish lifestyle, complete with a mansion, private jet, and a $100,000 honeymoon, as evidence of her celebrity status. "Ordinary people don't live like that," one viewer remarked. Joni lives in a fantasy world, and this interview only reinforced that. This disconnect between Joni's self-perception and the reality of her life has become a central theme in the criticism she faces. While she portrays herself as a humble servant of God, her actions and lifestyle suggest otherwise. This inconsistency has eroded trust and left many questioning the authenticity of her faith and leadership. One of the most striking aspects of the interview was Joni's insistence that she doesn't see herself as a celebrity. "I'm just an ordinary person," she claimed. However, this statement rings hollow to many viewers who point to her lavish lifestyle, complete with a mansion, private jet, and a $100,000 honeymoon, as evidence of her celebrity status. "Ordinary people don't live like that," one viewer remarked. Joni lives in a fantasy world, and this interview only reinforced that. This disconnect between Joni's self-perception and the reality of her life has become a central theme in the criticism she faces. While she portrays herself as a humble servant of God, her actions and lifestyle suggest otherwise. This inconsistency has eroded trust and left many questioning the authenticity of her faith and leadership. Ultimately, the interview failed to achieve its intended goal. Rather than repairing Joni's image, it highlighted the growing skepticism and frustration among viewers. By avoiding the tough questions and sticking to a carefully scripted narrative, Joni missed an opportunity to address the allegations head-on and begin the process of rebuilding trust. As one viewer aptly summarized, this interview was a missed opportunity. Instead of addressing the real issues, Joni gave us more of the same, polished stories and evasive answers. Until she's willing to face the hard truths, the backlash will only continue. Joni Lamb and Daystar Television Network are at a crossroads. The recent interview, intended to serve as a turning point, has only deepened the divide between Joni and her audience. To move forward, Joni must confront the allegations and criticisms directly, rather than hiding behind carefully curated narratives. Only through transparency and accountability can she hope to rebuild trust and restore her reputation. In the meantime, the backlash serves as a reminder that, in the age of social media and instant communication, authenticity and accountability are more important than ever. For Joni Lamb, the path to redemption will require more than just polished stories and scripted responses. It will require a genuine willingness to face the hard truths and make amends. Until then, the controversy surrounding her and Daystar is unlikely to fade. If you found this breakdown insightful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more thought-provoking content. Your support helps us continue to bring you the latest updates and analyses. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.